Hello, my dear students of second preparatory stage. I wish everyone is safe and sound, and today's session is going to be for English language subject. أهلا بكم طلابنا الأعزاء لمرحلة الصف الثاني الإعدادي لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية. حلقتنا تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. زي ما احنا عارفين كل مرة في الأول خالص ببتدي أفكركم احنا عملنا إيه في الحلقات اللي فاتت وهنبتدي نعمل إيه في حلقة النهاردة. For last session, we introduced a lot of lessons concerning grammar, concerning reading, concerning writing. يعني احنا قدمنا حاجات كتيرة، grammar lessons جديدة، وقدمنا writing جديد، نوع جديد من writing، وقدمنا برضو vocab words جديدة أو كلمات جديدة. كل ده احنا اشتغلنا عليه in the previous units, unit 7 and the beginning of unit 8. يعني خلصنا الكلام ده كله في unit 7 وأول 3 lessons أو أول 3 دروس من unit 8. Okay, so that's why I will revise on some important tips and lessons concerning these 2 units in today's session. يعني النهارده في الحلقة بتاعتنا احنا هنراجع على grammar lessons writing vocab words اللي احنا قابلناها مع بعض في unit 7 و أول unit 8 اللي هو lessons 1 to 3. Okay, so I want you to get ready with your copy books for adding any notes. يعني خليكم جاهزين بأي كراسة فاضية علشان تكتبوا فيها أي additional notes أو أي حاجة إضافية ممكن تساعدكم while studying يعني وقت المذاكرة بعدين. Okay, so let's start our session. Okay, let's go. Okay, my dear students. Now, let's start. As I told you, our revision today is on the following lessons. All Unit 7 and lessons 1, 2, 3 in Unit 8. So get ready with your copybooks and pencils to add down anything you want to study later on. Okay. Here we have some of the vocab words that we met or that we learned in the previous lessons of Unit 7. So let me remind you of them. We have app. App is an abbreviation أو اختصار لكلمة application. يعني تطبيق معين مثلا على الموبايل فون أو على اللابتوب you can download. So this is what I mean by app. Headphones اللي هي السماعات اللي بلبسها عشان to listen to music. Helicopters, the helicopters that hover in the sky أو نوع من الطيارات اللي بيحلق في السماء. Okay. Motorbike اللي هو الموتوربايك زي الموتوسيكل. We translate it's a verb means يترجم from English to Arabic for example أو from any language to another one. So here let's have the first sentence. Space are like planes but they do not have wings. Wings يعني أجنحة. So can you guess what's the suitable word here? Just think. I guess some of you got it correctly. Yes, it is helicopters. And for number 2, Mona always wears space on the bus because she loves listening to music. I have here a clue. A clue زي علامة بتميز لي what word I should choose, which is music. Okay? So what's the thing I use to listen to music? Of course, the headphones. Number 3, there is a or an space on this phone, which tells me the weather in my city. So can you guess what's the suitable word here? Let me show it to you. It's app, application I mean. For number 4, there is an app or application that can space this sentence from Arabic into English. So what's the thing that, I need a verb here, excellent, to translate. Okay, and number 5, the last one for this slide. The road is not a road, اللي هو الطريق, is not big enough for cars. But you can go down it on a or an space. Motorbike يعني الطريق مش واسع enough للcars. That's why I need a motorbike أو موتوسيكل عشان to move with it easily. طيب, let me just refer to something. I want to use my pen here. Okay, here, a or an. I add a or an according to whether I have a vowel or not at the beginning of my word. So if we go back to number 3 here, number 3, the word app, it starts with a, and a is one of the vowels. I have 5 vowels. I have like a, e, I, o, u. These are the vowels, okay? So if you find any word starts with a, e, I, o, u, you have to add before them an. Okay, like an apple, an elephant, an app. But here, motorbike, does it start with a, e, I, o, or u? No. So it starts with a consonant أو بتبتدي بحرف ساكن. That's why I will choose only a. Okay, a motorbike. Okay, so here for the second slide, do you think that, we have to choose again, do you think that there will be many correct or corrections in your English homework? So here I have to choose whether the noun or the verb, يعني الاسم أو الفعل. So it's according to the meaning I choose. Do you think that there will be many? Can I say many plus verb? يعني ينفع أقول many play or many run? No, I can't. So this means I have here to choose a noun. لازم أختار اسم مش verb because I have many. Okay, I have many. That's why I should choose corrections, يعني تصليحات في الهومورك. Okay? Number 2. Do you think that we will invent or invention a car that doesn't cause any pollution? And can you remember what's meant by pollution? Pollution means تلوث. والتلوث بيبقى ليه أنواع كتيرة. يعني water pollution, air pollution, تلوث الهواء, تلوث الماء, or whatever. Okay? So here, do you think that we will, and will should be followed by infinitive verb. يعني فعل في المصدر without adding anything to it. So that's why I shall choose invent. Invent يعني يخترع. Invention الاختراع نفسه. Okay? So if I have will here, like this one, I have to add an infinitive verb after it. Okay? So number 3, do you predict or prediction that the weather will get hotter in the future? Do you predict or do you prediction? Of course, I need a verb because I have a helping verb here, do. When I add a helping verb, I need an infinitive verb after the subject when I form a question. That's why I will choose predict. And predict means يتنبأ. Prediction يعني التنبؤ نفسه. Okay? Number 4. Do you think, هل تعتقد that it will be easier, هيكون من السهل, to translate or to translation from Arabic to English next term? So what shall I use here? A noun, اسم, or a verb, فعل? Okay, here I said that it will be easier to. Again, circle to is the clue for you. To is sometimes followed by a verb, an infinitive verb. That's why I have to choose translate or translation. Definitely it's translate. Okay? And let me tell you a clue, أو خلوني أقول لكم على علامة مميزة تميز لكم هي ده verb ولا noun. If you have shun, it means T-I-O-N. By the end of the word, it's a noun. Like translation, like application. Okay? So this means it's a noun. يبقى ال T-I-O-N, I pronounce it shun. Okay? If you have any word ends with this, it's a noun. So here, some people think that online shopping, can you remember online shopping? We talked about it. اللي هو لما بشتري حاجة online أو عن طريق الإنترنت. Okay? Some people think that online shopping saves or uses time and money. Is it saves or uses? Saves يعني بيوفر في حاجة في وقت أو فلوس و uses يستخدم. Definitely it saves. When I say save time يعني بيوفر وقت. Save money بيوفر فلوس. Number 6. Some people like to spend or to get time with friends at the shops. So can you guess what's the suitable word here? Just think. Definitely it's to like, they like to spend time. Spend time يقضي وقت. Okay, number 7. We all owe or have the choice to either do online shopping or go to the shops or go to shops. So we all owe or have the choice. When I say I owe you a favor, for example, owe يعني بدين لحد بحاجة, بأدين لي بحاجة, يعني المفروض أعمل له حاجة. But we all have, لدينا أو نملك, طبعا it's we all have the choice, يعني نملك الاختيار. To do either do online shopping or go to shops. But you need to think at or of the benefits of both first. Benefits يعني الفوائد. So when I have think, I shall choose think of. It's think of or think about. Okay? So here I have at or of. That's why I would choose of. And let's move to another slide. Again, let's remind ourselves of some of the vocab words we introduced in the previous units. addicted to يعني مدمن حاجة معينة. And it's not necessary, as I told you before, it's not important or it's not necessary to be addicted to drugs only. يعني الإدمان ده ما بيبقاش إدمان مخدرات بس. You can be addicted to playing online games. يعني الناس اللي بتقعد تلعب online games طول الوقت without stopping or without organizing their time, they are addicted to it. يعني بيبقوا مدمنين اللعب. Okay, addicted to drinking coffee all the time, addicted to eating too much desserts. يعني ناس بتبقى مدمنة أكل الحلويات بشكل كتير جدا. So all of these are types of addiction أو كلها أشكال للإدمان بس طبعا مختلفة. So to be addicted to يعني تبقى مدمن حاجة. by mistake يعني عن طريق الخطأ. horrible يعني حاجة فظيعة أو مريعة. social media أي حاجة that happens online أو أي حاجة ليها علاقة بالميديا بالإعلام. disappear it means to not to show up أو to يعني يختفي. explore يستكشف حاجة. impossible من المستحيل. lever يعني زي cover أو غطاء للماشين. okay. push يعني يدفع. okay. push is the opposite of pull يجذب. So we have here some sentences like the following. Websites and apps that allow people to talk to each other on the internet. So these are called طبعا social media. Without planning or wanting to do something لما في حاجة ما كنتش مخطط لها. So this is what word? It's by mistake. حصلت by mistake يعني عن طريق الخطأ. Not very nice it means طبعا horrible. Always needing to do or have something. What's the suitable one? addicted to. It was cloudy this morning. كان الجو مغيم قوي this morning, but the clouds soon space when the sun came out. أول ما الشمس طلعت, what happened to the clouds? Definitely, they disappeared. اختفوا. I think people visit other planets. Planets هنا مقصود بيها الكواكب, okay? So أنا أعتقد إن الناس ممكن تزور الكواكب أو تعمل رحلة معينة, طبعا دي scientific one يعني رحلة علمية, to planets one day. But it's impossible طبعا to go to the sun or else they will get burned. هيتحرقوا طبعا. The door was very heavy, so we had to space it open. طبعا we have to push it open to open easily. And for the last one, when they arrived at the hotel, they decided to space its large gardens. Definitely it's explore, يستكشف حاجة. And for number 9, don't touch the space or the machine will start. Definitely don't touch the lever or the cover, يعني حاجة piece معينة in this machine. So if you touch it, it will start. Okay. Here. Addicted to, by mistake, horrible, and social media. Again, let's fill in the gaps using any of them. My little sister is space to sweets. She always wants to eat them. So she always wants to eat them without stopping. Okay, so this means she is definitely addicted to. Okay. That new hotel looks space. I really don't like it. So that new hotel looks horrible because I don't like it. أنا مش عاجبني عشان هو مريع فظيع. The tourists took the road south يعني الجنوب space, but they wanted to go north. So they did something opposite. عملوا حاجة العكس. So how did they do it? عملوها ازاي? Definitely by mistake. عن طريق الخطأ. And number 4, our friend sent us some photos on طبعا social media. Okay. So here, complete the following sentences. Use should, if, or when. So I want you here to focus well and get ready with your copybooks. I will just remind you of something concerning this rule of the grammar lesson. But before so, I have to move to the glassboard to do it, to be clear enough for you. And then we will go through the rest of the slides. Okay? So let's have now the explanation on the glassboard. Okay, my dear students. So, for now, I will remind you of a rule of if conditional. How to use it with prediction or with advice. يعني ازاي بنستخدم if أو قاعدة if لما بحب اعمل توقعات لحاجه معينه او لما بحب ادي نصيحه لبني ادم معين. اوكي so let me just remind you of the rule itself او خلوني افكركم بال قاعده if نفسها ازاي with prediction and with advice. Okay here for example it's first if plus present simple, and in the next part I add will plus infinitive. This is for, let me write it with another color, for prediction يعني التوقع. Okay so here I just want to remind you of the present simple tense. Present simple means المضارع البسيط. This means I have to add s with the singular subjects like she goes, he plays, he runs, for example. Okay, this is the present simple tense. Or if I have a plural subject, يعني لو عندي فاعل جمع, I add the infinitive verb after it. يعني بحط الverb بعديه في المصدر without adding anything. يعني زي ما بقول مثلا they have, we eat, you like, ما بحطش s. Okay, this is for the present simple tense. طيب let me give you an example showing you how to use prediction with if conditional. Like when I say if he smokes a lot, comma, that will harm his lungs. Lungs يعني الرئة. Okay, so what happened here is the following. The part that contains if conditional يعني البارت اللي فيه if, احنا عندنا هنا if. Okay, so the part that contains if has to be in the present simple tense like this one. Okay, but the other part after the comma I add will plus infinitive. Okay, will harm. Okay, so this is if you want to make prediction using if conditional. So let's move to if conditional but with advice أو لإعطاء النصيحة. When I say if plus present simple, and in the second part I add should plus infinitive. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I want to give advice to somebody but with if conditional. فهعمل ايه؟ Like this example. If you are late, comma, you should take a taxi. So what happened here is the following. After you or after if, the part that contains if, I added are. And are is the form, one of the forms of the present simple tense of the verb to be. Okay, so I added the part, in the part that contains if, I added present simple tense, which is are. If you are late, you should take a taxi. So what happened here in the second part that I added should instead of will. هنا احنا عملنا will عشان ده كان prediction. Okay, بتوقع حاجة. بس لما بدي نصيحة when I'm giving a piece of advice بقول should plus infinitive. والحاجة اللي هي common mistake أو اللي احنا دايما بنعملها as a mistake إن احنا دايما ممكن نقول should or will plus to plus infinitive. This is completely wrong. ده غلط. After modal verbs like will, shall, should, may, might, can, could, I directly add the infinitive verb. يعني بحط الفعل في المصدر على طول without adding to. Shall go, for example, should take, will see, might be. Okay? So this is a mistake I want you to be careful of. So that was just a recap on the difference between if conditional with the prediction and with the advice before we go into the following slides. Okay, so let's complete our exercises. Let's go. So after explaining what's meant by if conditional with prediction or with the advice, let's now practice what we have been exposed to. أو خلونا دلوقتي نحل على اللي احنا شرحناه. Complete the sentences, use should and if or when. Okay, so if there is a new student in our class, so here, let me use my pen. If there is, so here in the part of if I have is, which is what tense? أنهي زمن؟ Yes, present simple tense. لأن احنا verb to be, verb يكون. I have is, am or are. فهنا عندي if there is a new student in our class. البارت الثاني هيكون we should talk to him or her. أنا كملت طبعا with one of my answers. You can complete it the way you want. So I say we should talk لأن أنا هنا I need an advice. يعني محتاجة نصيحة. Okay? That's why I added should directly plus the infinitive verb. يعني should لازم بعدها infinitive على طول without adding to. مفيش should to. Okay. Number 2. You should always tell your parents. You should always tell your parents. So here should tell. So I have the part but without if. So this means I miss أو ما عنديش البارت اللي فيه present simple tense. This means I have to add a present simple tense and if part in the second part in the sentence. So you should always tell your parents if what happens, if or when there is a problem. If and when both are correct. يعني هي if و when الاثنين صح. Okay? So you should always tell your parents when there is a problem أو if there is a problem. If you don't feel well in school. طبعا احنا عارفين تاني النيجيشن أو النفي in the present simple tense I add don't or doesn't plus infinitive verb. يعني لو أنا عندي for example she runs عايزة أقول بقى إنها مش بتجري. She doesn't run. طيب I like. طب أنا عايزة أقول أنا مش بحب ده. I don't like. Okay? So we add don't or doesn't in the negation form of the present simple tense. If you don't feel well in school, so you complete it with the way you want or with my answer. You should see a doctor. هنا بقى I need an advice. You should see a doctor. Number 4. When someone drops rubbish on the floor. أو if someone drops rubbish on the floor. يعني لو حد بيلقي بالقمامة على الأرض. What will happen or what should happen? You should advise him to throw it in the trash can. لازم ننصحه إن هو يلقيها في سلة القمامة. And as you see here, advice is with S because advice as a verb is written with S. But advice like this one, advice with C is the noun, الاسم. يعني advice with C النصيحة. Advice with S like this one ينصح. Okay? So, number 5, if it's really hot outside, لو الجو بره حر جدا, so what will happen? We should stay home. ينبغي أن نبقى في المنزل. Okay. If we want to stop climate change, لو احنا عايزين الclimate يعني المناخ ما يتغيرش, what can we do or what shall we do? We shouldn't pollute nature. ما ينفعش نلوث الطبيعة. Okay. For the last part of this episode أو آخر حاجة في حلقتنا النهاردة السلايد دي. If you don't or if you want to play computer games all the time, it shouldn't be a problem. So if you don't or if you won't, خلوني أفكركم إن won't دي اختصار will not. Will plus not. Okay? So won't means will not. If you don't play or if you will not play, طبعا عشان أنا عندي هنا part that contains if, it has to be followed by present simple. لازم اللي بعدها يبقى present simple. So if you don't. Number 2, it's not a good thought or a good idea to play games late at night though. طبعا it's not a good idea. مش فكرة كويسة إن احنا نلعب games بالليل. In my opinion or in my idea, playing games late at night causes you sleeping problems. In my idea or in my opinion? In my opinion. ده phrase يعني في اعتقادي الشخصي. If you only play or if you only played games in the evening, it should be fine. طبعا محتاجين هنا present simple tense. So if you only play. Number 5. From or on my point of view, not all computer games are bad. From or on my point of view. طبعا from my point of view. Okay. So that was the last part of our session of today. And next time I will be meeting with more slides concerning the revision on the coming lessons in the coming units. So get ready with your books your books and copybooks for the next session. Okay? So stay safe and goodbye. Thank you.